So welcome to the Malawati Stadium in Shah Alam, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It's day 7 here of the perfect 2016 World Team Table Tennis Championships. It's semi-finals day. We've already had one of the men's semi-finals earlier this morning. China winning 3-0 against the Republic of Korea. They go through to the final, and up now it is the second women's semi-final. As the players are welcomed into the arena, players here now from Chinese Taipei being welcomed into this arena. Fantastic crowd here. It's Saturday. Salamat datang, and once again, welcome to the action. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious. Players being welcomed in now, the #1 seeds from China. I'm Johnny Cowan, delighted to be with you, and I'm joined by Jill Parker. Jill, going to be an interesting tie, this one, this second semi-final.
It certainly is, and as these two have played each other before, China were the victor. We'll see what happens today.
Indeed, both of these teams were in the same group, Group A, earlier on this week. And as Jill says there, China victorious 3-0, but there was an interesting lineup in that match, Jill.
Yes, it was interesting that Chinese Taipei had obviously gone through second on that group. So the coach decided to rest his two best players, and he put in the two young ones. But it was interesting that China put their best players in, the Olympic champion Li Xiaoxiao, the world champion Ning, and the world #1 Li Xuwen.
What a lineup. Current Olympic champion, world #1. Would you fancy facing up against those, Jill, in your former international days?
No, not at all. China was so good against defence, so I'm quite happy just to be sitting back here watching.
So the first semi-final already decided. Japan beat Korea DPR 3-1. Kasumi Ishikawa, Ai Fukuhara and Mima Ito all winning one game each. And it was the last one, Mima Ito, who brought home the semi-final victory. She defeated Ri Myung-sun 3-2 in that one. So Japan away. Final tomorrow. The schedule for the rest of the day here is we're going to see who out of these two teams will join Japan in the final tomorrow, and then at 7:30 local time here in Kuala Lumpur, we'll have the second men's semi-final. Who will play China in tomorrow's final? Will it be Japan, or will it be the surprise of the entire competition here, the World Team Championships? England, who came through in last time's World Championships in Tokyo 2 years ago to get through into the championship division, now find themselves in the semi-final. Lots of drama here through the week in Kuala Lumpur. We've had some amazing matches, loads of close matches. I wonder what we're going to see today here now. China, Chinese Taipei, there's your lineup. Ding Ning, Chen, Li Xiaoxiao, Cheng Jing, Chu Yuling and CHEN Szu Yu. So it's a fast and furious semi-final here, no doubt, on the far side. Ding Ning getting us underway in the pink that we've come accustomed to here. Jill, nice gear, the Chinese colours, sometimes red, yellow, but pink seems to have featured this week.
Yes, I like it. I think it's a nice colour, pink. And it suits them, having dark hair.
Looks well, and they're just deciding the toss there, Ding Ning. So China, the #1 seeds, they've won the competition 19 times, incredible. Chinese Taipei, well, they're the #8 seeds here. They actually came through after beating Hong Kong in their quarterfinal. That was a 3-2 thriller. So effectively, Hong Kong were #4. So Chinese Taipei taking their place in the draw here at the top of the draw. And in the quarterfinal, it was Cheng Yiqing who won 2. And CHEN Szu Yu, well, she beat Taeyana 3-1 to win the match. As for China, well, they beat the Netherlands 3-0 in their quarterfinal. The Netherlands had come through an unbelievable last 16 match. They trailed Austria 2-0 and won 3-2. Ding Ning here in screen, she had the closest match in that quarterfinal. She beat Li Jie 3-2. It was 12-10 in the fifth. It was an incredible atmosphere, an incredible match here in the Malawati Stadium, enjoyed by all the spectators. So here we go, we're on for more drama here. Jill, it's very possible. So #2 in the world, Ding Ning. Swedish umpire Rebecca Bergfeldt, ready for action in a semi-final. Of course, the game wouldn't be the same without our referees. Very highly trained by the ITTF system. Kong Lingwei, legend of the game. Chinese coach. And therefore Chinese Taipei coach Liu Chunlin. So nearest to us in the picture here, Ding Ning, 25 years old, number 2 in the world. And on the far side, yellow and black, 22-year-old and world rank number 39, CHEN Szu Yu. Semi-final number 2, the victor to meet Japan. Game on. And very important, Jill, to get a good start against the Chinese players. We saw that in the men's earlier this afternoon. Very important in the first game.
Yes, definitely. Obviously, they're a formidable side, and I think you want to try and get into your game as soon as possible, because if you get a few points behind them, then they become even stronger. So if you can keep up with them at the beginning of the game, it's very important.
And we saw Ding Ning tested, notably there in the quarter-final against the Netherlands. So not completely at loss. You've got some chance perhaps this time
no,
round.
I think you know, you've got to, whoever you play, you've got to go on there with a positive attitude and play your game. And you never know. I mean, look at that. They were 12-10, as you said, against the Dutch player. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, it was a fantastic match. Defense against attack.
Yeah, and that's a great match to see. The spectators were standing ovation in some of the games. Some great table tennis.
And a different proposition here for Ding Ning, playing against CHEN Szu Yu. Attacking player, likes to stay close to the table. Interesting, you know, you have to adapt through a tournament, playing the different styles. Left-handers and defensive players.
Yes, and you've got players with short pimples, long pimples, reverse rubber. Different styles, some hit the ball harder, some spin it more.
And a good start here from Ding Ning, serves at 5-2.
So that good serve there and follow in. I think that's what both players are going to be trying to do. Follow in off the service where possible.
Of course, lots of these players playing with sequences. They'll decide which serve they're going to go with, and they'll try to think through in their mind what type of return they're going to get and how the player might return and get ready for that third and fifth ball.
Yes, I think every player, before they serve, they decide what serve they're going to do, what shot where they're going to be placed, where they think it's going to come back. So they've got these sequences already in their head. Obviously, it doesn't always happen, but they adapt.
7-4.
Because I was asked the question yesterday, you know, when you play, did you always know what service you were going to do? Did you think about it, or did you just pick the ball up and serve? Well, all the top players here will have that strategy in their head, what they will actually do.
5-7.
Forced error really there from Ding Ning. Pushes the topspin on the backhand side just a little bit long. Mid-table return wasn't the best from Chen. 5-7 though, just holding in, needs to stay strong. Return there from Ding Ning.
And she gets a lot of backspin on that stroke, using a wrist.
8-6.
Error. And not forced error, but lots of power from Chen. She just slowly spins that one up. Maybe that was deceptive for Ding Ning. Expected to come a little bit more quickly, or maybe a little bit more spin.
Yeah, I think, you know, Chen probably thinks she's got to change the pace. If it's all at the same pace, then it's a lot easier.
Tomahawk serve. Referee suggesting that Ding Ning should throw it a little bit higher.
8-6.
Was that a fault?
No, I think just a warning at this stage, yeah. Just throw it a little bit higher. Incredible service.
9-6.
Very, very spinny. Opting to go for the spinny top spins rather than the power. Great service. She got the ball popped up. Top spin service into the forehand of Chen. Enabled Ning, world number 2, to attack. Here we go again. Tomahawk. Every time she does that serve, Jill, you hear the crowd. Ooh. I think it just amazes them so much. Even for some of us who've seen it regularly.
Yeah, well, you get such variation on the spin, and obviously makes contact on both sides of the bat. And it's difficult sometimes for your opponent to actually see what spin it is.
11-6.
And with that top spin exchange, strength and consistency of Ning proves vital in this opening game of this women's team semi-final. 11 points to 6. Ning. So players
Second
coming back
game,
into
Ning to
the action.
serve,
If you are
love
just joining
all.
us, this is the second game of the first match within this overall semi-final match. We were delayed slightly by about 25 minutes. We had some technical issues in the arena.
1 love.
But we are well and truly underway here. Chinese Taipei, face-to-face in this semi-final, willing themselves forward to reach the final against Japan.
1-all.
Beat Korea DPR 3-1 last night. Nice forehand there from Chen. She looks reasonably comfortable here against Ning. Not too many problems in terms of styles, left-handed style. Just has to try to overcome the consistency in the spin of Ning.
Nice spinny backhand then, following with a forehand.
2-3.
She's missing a few backhands though, isn't she? She's unlike Ning.
3-all.
Incredible how she rushes down on the ball and gets so much spin, as you were saying, and variation. Jill, difficult for the Ning's opponents always, because as you say, you don't know which rubber she's going to use and which way the ball's going to go, or if it's going to go short or long, and she's able to do everything with that service action.
Yes, gets so much side spin on it.
Unlucky. Chen did well. She was constructing the point there, trying to create the opportunity to attack with power, with force. Ning just containing until that last forehand. She's attacked parallel, taking the initiative.
Left.
And taking
3-4.
the lead as well in this game by 1.43.
4-all.
Again, Jill, backhand error.
Yeah, backhand error. And it's not as if it was too hard, it was too fast at her. It's just errors that she's making. These two players have only played once before. That was in 2014 at the Asian Games. Ning was victor at 3-0.
Interesting. I thought Chen's equipping herself well here in terms of the style of Ning. The types of serves, left-hander, may have caused her more problems. Sometimes that's the pressure. She's done well there, Chen, because if someone has a really good serve, that's one thing. But if you know that they're going to be able to attack behind it really strongly on both wings, and know that if you attack the ball, they're likely to be strong enough to block it back, it puts you under some pressure.
Yes, yeah, it does. Well, she played well there. She goes for the shot.
Brilliant camera action there. Gives us a real appreciation of the speed over the table. Table tennis, of course, one of the fastest sports on the planet. Reaction time, split second.
6-all.
But Chen is pinning it down. Ning's backhand, keeping it there. So she doesn't get in with her forehand. And now she's made a few errors. I think she thinks, well, I might as well keep it down there for a little bit longer. The only problem with that is if you play it down the backhand too much, then she gets used to, and she gets grooves her backhand in again. So it's, you have to keep changing your tactics on that.
6-7.
Excellent attack there against the serve from Chen. She's playing very, very positively here. And I think something for us all to take note. These top players, they don't necessarily have to create a direct winner off a receive or the first topspin. A lot of these players play the percentage shots on the first one to get themselves into the rally. You've got to have confidence behind your first ball. You've done your training, you've done your practice, you've got the right movement, your body's strong, you've got the technique to play 5, 6, 10, 12 topspins in a row. So no much point in trying to make it too early or force it. Sometimes make errors if you force too early.
Because the players now are taking the ball that early, you see a lot of the time where the player, where the ball touches the top of the bat. Because of that margin for error, they're taking it so early.
Very solid play from Ning.
Played a great shot down that line. And Chen was out of position, and then she found herself away from the table. It's always difficult then. You've always got to try and spin it up. But I think Ning had that much practice against playing against that type of ball. They'll have played all sorts of things in the training court. Lobbing, smashing.
Once again, very consistent there, Ning. Backhand down the line does the damage, gives her 3 game points to take a 2-0 lead already. Ning, of course, first up, then Li Xiaoxia, the current Olympic champion. And third on will be Zhu Yu, of course. No place in the team. Jill for the world #1, Liu Shiwen.
No, I wonder, we would love to know what the coach's thoughts are on that, whether she's injured or whether they think Szu Yu they put in her place.
Absolutely, fascinating stuff. So Ning takes a 2-0 lead. Back in with Chen to serve, game 3. Crucial that she tries to make a dent in this first match of this semi-final. She'd be desperate to win a game here. Put some pressure onto Ning. She has coped with the pressure of the matches that we were talking about earlier. The world number 2, of course, being world number 1 many, many times. Multiple winner on the world tour. World champion. Just don't know if Chen has enough to trouble Ning, Jill. I think that's my concern. She doesn't have any big tactic or any dangerous shot that's causing Ning particular problems.
1-1.
No, I think I watched her in the first point then, and she was attacking, and then she did change the pace though. So whether she thinks she's got to do something so that Ning doesn't get into a rhythm, try and break it up that way.
Maybe play a little bit of angles on the left-handed Ning's forehand. Just try and change up the tactics a little bit, because at the moment, Ning looks to be in reasonable control. 2-0, 2-1. It's very comfortable on the backhand block, Ning, isn't she?
That was a great angle there.
Again, maybe she needs to go more to the middle and then wide.
Yeah.
Tactic I used to always deploy against left-handers. Mind you, my backhand was a little bit stronger than my forehand, so I was able to swing it wide.
Right.
Not that I'm saying I could do it against Ning, of course.
Well, you don't know. I'm sure you could, Johnny.
I would try.
5-1.
That's a bad moment for a fault serve. She served into the net. Maybe a lapse in concentration. Gives Ning a 4-point advantage. She already leads 2-0. One more game would see her chalk up a point for Team China in the second women's team semi-final.
Let 5-1.
A little bit of a net to
6-1.
help her there, but still she had to finish it off.
Yeah, she stepped round there. It's a lovely forehand down the line.
One, 7. One, 8.
Service was a bit long then. I think she's got to try and make it difficult for Ning to get in, so trying to keep it a bit tighter.
She's running away with it here, though, Jill.
9-1.
Look how pumped she is, though, you know. She's really focused on getting this first match chalked up for her team. It's fantastic focus, determination. 9-1. See, there's the ball in the middle. I thought maybe earlier on that might have been a tactic. Yeah. Ning's much, much too comfortable on the backhand block and equally on the forehand. Straight down the middle, just asks a couple of questions.
Three, 9.
She's missed quite a few of those when she's done that tomahawk service, whether it's coming the baseline or she's getting the spin back.
Oh, the last lob from Ning. She just looks at the floor there. I think she might have slipped. It was so deep, that lob, that it created the opportunity to attack, because Chen, there she goes, couldn't do much with it. And there's an opportunity. Let's just have a look. Maybe she just slips on the branding on the floor. Couldn't quite get the power she needed.
10-4.
And with that backhand hitting the net and going off from Chen, it's 10-4 now to Ning. The world number 2 against the world 39. About to secure game number 3, match number 1. And get China on their way here in this semi-final.
11-4.
And 11-4 seals it, so it's 11-6, 11-7, and 11-4.
Ning, Ning,
Solid
3 games to
performance
0.
from the world number 2. And that seemed very straightforward, Jill.
Certainly
China
did. It
leads
was
1 by
a bit of a one-way
0.
traffic there.
I don't know if there was a lack of perhaps tactics from Chen, just considering that ball down the middle or something, or when she moved Ning wide out the forehand, she created the smashing opportunity. Maybe some things to consider in future. But for now, China 1-0 up. Confirmation on screen. This is the women's second team semi-final here in Kuala Lumpur. We'll be right back after the break.